In South Africa nowadays, if we probably turn on the TV or decide to log into our social media accounts and learn about the death of a celebrity or any other person, it is not going to be very shocking because death is now the order of the day. And what is very, very interesting about all this is the fact that people are bragging about killing others, and the law is doing nothing to put those people in order. The recent comments made by Musa Khawula about the death of AKA have caused a stir in the South African community. Kawhula, a close friend of AKA, spoke publicly about the circumstances surrounding his friend's death and suggested that foul play might have been involved. However, during his speech, Kawhula also inserted a disturbing story about Wandile Khambule, who he allegedly murdered, and went on to brag about how he was now dead because he had been abusive towards him. What is really shocking about all this is the fact that someone is so happy to brag about being responsible directly or indirectly about another person's death, and people are watching, people know about it, yet there is nothing that has been done. The story of Wandile Khambule is a tragic one, and the idea that Musa Kawhula may have been involved in his death is deeply concerning. It is not clear what evidence there is to support these allegations, but the fact that Kawhula would use this story to boast about his own actions is deeply disturbing. Violence and abuse are never acceptable, and it is important that we as a society work to prevent these types of behaviors. The idea that someone could be murdered simply because they were abusive towards another person is unacceptable. And it is important that we hold these people who commit such crimes accountable for their actions. In the case of Wandile Khambule, it is important that justice is served. If Musa Kawhula is indeed responsible for his death, then he must be held accountable for his actions. However, it is also important to remember that everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and we must wait for the facts to come out before making any judgments. Regardless of what happened in the case of Wandile Khambule, it is clear that Musa Kawhula's comments about his death were inappropriate and insensitive. To brag about someone's death, regardless of the circumstances, is deeply disturbing and shows a lack of empathy and understanding. In light of these comments, it is important that we continue to work towards creating a society where violence and abuse are not tolerated. We must work to educate people about the dangers of these behaviors and provide support to those who have been impacted by them. We must also hold those who commit these types of crimes accountable for their actions and work to ensure that justice is served.